May I ask one more thing? Because I've been in AA, I've dealt with like the idea of addiction, and that's not necessarily where my mind goes, because I think I've come to a point, especially through listening to your teachings, where...
See what those first 12 steps are all about with that? They're on the right track by suggesting that you just stay away from the stuff. Because until your cells are not under the influence, you're not going to get hold of the vibrational basis to really move on. So we have no argument whatsoever with what they are teaching. There's just 12 more steps and 12 more steps and 12 more steps, which your inner being will guide you to, and it's so much fun to receive them.
Just that exciting, visionary, connected magic stuff, is it still going to be there for me?
Oh, so much. So much and so much more. Just kind of flow with us. Just softly listen to what we're going to offer you here, and you'll get the sense of what we're talking about. And these will just feel like words for a little bit, but they're words based upon how it really goes. This is the story of thoughts turning to things, and that's the story of magic that you're talking about. It's not magic. It's the natural process of thoughts turning to things. But to peoples who aren't knowing of the creative power of thoughts, then when thoughts are turning to things and the things are just appearing, they think it's magic. But it isn't magic. It's the natural consequence of holding yourself in steady alignment. So this is the best way for you to hear this. Let's say for whatever reason you've been blocking your connection with source, so you don't feel that magic. And we're talking about you and lots of other people. You don't feel that magic. In fact, crappy things are happening all the time. It not only feels not like magic, it feels like black magic. It feels like somebody's working against you. There isn't any of that, but it feels like that. So you decide that you are going to follow this simple offering that we're giving, and you decide you're going to, just for a little while, meditate every day for 15 or 20 minutes. So you manage to sit, you focus upon some sound in the room that requires focus. Esther likes to find the sound of the air conditioner because it's a steady sound, and just isolate it in her mind and just give it her undivided attention. And what she discovers is, by giving it her undivided attention, all other attention just falls by the wayside. And sometimes it takes a little while, because thoughts will come and she focuses on the air conditioner again, and other thoughts will come and she focuses again. So sometimes it takes a little bit, especially if she's really got herself ramped up on something. But eventually she can, usually within a few minutes, she can focus on the air conditioner and stop the other thoughts. And she knows she's done it because simultaneous to the releasing of other thoughts, she feels a physical sensation of relief. It's almost like the feeling that you get with the drugs. It's like a feeling of detachment. So as that feeling of detachment happens, then you're in a state of what we call connection with inner being. You're in the receiving mode now. Now you've already put all of these things that you want in your vibrational reality, in your vortex of creation. So now you're detached from anything that's in the way, because when you stop thought, you stop resistant thought, and when you stop resistant thought, your vibration rises, and when your vibration rises, you're in the receiving mode. So now you're in the receiving mode. No big deal. There's not going to be writing on the wall, the sky isn't going to part, thunderous things aren't going to come, not that kind of magic. Just an idea of something will occur to you, like you might just get an impulse that you want to go somewhere, maybe to 7-Eleven to buy a lottery ticket, or to get a Slurpee. Just a feeling, and it's a strong enough thought, and it feels satisfying enough that you decide to go do it. And in that process, you meet someone and you just have a really good time, and then another, and suddenly you begin to feel, Esther will say, the magic's here. She can just feel when things are just flowing. It's almost like her feet are on the ground, and everyone that she encounters is adding something lovely to her experience. You see what we're getting at? That other day, we'll be very quick about this. She was on an airplane. She was focused upon satisfaction. She was on Delta. She was flying first class. Pretty easy to feel satisfaction, but easy to not feel satisfaction. You can find dissatisfaction everywhere you are too. She was pointed towards satisfaction. She was thinking, I am so comfortable. And then she adjusted her seat. Oh, that's even better. And then she got out her neck pillow. Oh, I love this pillow so much. And then she thought, ooh, I'm just a tiny bit chilly, just a tiny bit. I think I'll get my blanket. Delta gave her a blanket. It was all wrapped up, all fresh and clean and newly pressed, and she took her blanket out and she kind of tucked it up around her, and then she thought, if I put my sunglasses on, I would be even more satisfied. So she put her sunglasses on, then she settled back into her seat and she thought, and then the flight attendant tapped her on the shoulder and he handed her a bottle of water that he had put in the microwave and warmed up for her. And he said, this might make you more comfortable. And for just a minute, Esther thought, do I look old and feeble? And then she thought, no, he's just getting in on the magic. It's like the entire universe now, everyone in her vicinity is now, those cooperative components are looking around trying to find some way of enhancing the vibration that she's got going on. And you know what? In dissatisfaction, the same thing happens. The cooperative universe looks around for more things to make you miserable. You see? So the magic is always happening. You just get to set the direction of it. And the more consciously aware you are of your own satisfaction, the more it happens, until it won't be long. And these are just words right now to you, although we know you've experienced it before. You'll feel invincible. It'll feel to you like you are the center of the universe, because you are. You are the center of the universe. You are. You are the center of this vibrational reality. You are the center of this universe where all that is non-physical is focused toward you, getting exactly as much as you can allow yourself to receive through your path of least resistance. And some of you aren't allowing all that much. Some of you aren't letting it in as well as others till you're under the influence, and then you can't even comprehend what you're letting in. Esther has just received back from the printer. It's going to be a cruise gift on the Alaskan cruise. She might send them to you. Will you remind her afterward? She might not listen back and she might not remember, because she's under this influence. It's a dash card. It lays on your dash. And you can't read it when you look at it. It looks like something you can't read. When you put it on your dashboard, it reflects onto your dash and it says, under the influence. She thought about a bumper sticker, but she thought it might bring you trouble. So the question is, what influence am I under? Am I under the influence of my source? Under the influence of my vortex? Or am I under the influence of something I've watched on television, or some movement that's happening around me? Am I under the influence of satisfying thoughts, or am I under the influence of unsatisfactory thoughts? It really is that simple. We've enjoyed this interaction immensely. Good time for a segment of refreshment.
Thank you. I'm fairly new to this. About a month ago, I got 5 of the books that you've co-written with Esther and Jerry, and I deactivated my social media. I went completely just hidden from the world, and I focused on myself, because I've always been a focuser. I just didn't really know. My inner being loves me so much that it's always found a way to push me in a direction without me even knowing.
We can say that in better words. Your inner being always knows where you are in relationship to what you really want and who you really are, and is always offering your path of least resistance to help you get there, because your inner being understands where every bit of your resistance is and just guides you around it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm really just here in appreciation, honestly. I've had so many, the past couple of days have been ineffable. The clarity, manifestations to me are great. I love the things that I want to do, but the clarity, it feels amazing.
We like it that you are appreciating the manifestations, yes, too. But the clarity leading up to the manifestations is equally delicious. And that means that you figured out how to enjoy the journey, which is never ending, because no creation is ever complete. And when you've got that figured out, then you have the key to living happily ever after, because there is always going to be a gap between the thing that you've just launched and your ability to flow with it fully. So if you've got the hang of how fun it is just to move in the direction of it, you don't have to be all the way there. Just moving in the direction of it rather than standing still while it's moving, that's enough. And then you get into that clarity where, as you say, it's ineffable. You can't even explain the magic that's happening. And that's when you truly feel your complete worthiness, how blessed you really are.
I do have 2 questions.
Yes?
I've been really trying to understand my intentions. I know that my intentions before I entered this body were great intentions, but I wanted to know more clearly my intentions.
That's what we just said to you earlier. Your inner being knows what all of them are and know how to reveal them to you in the easiest format for you to experience them. And this is the difference between your inner being's approach to your intentions and yours. You want to know what they all are so you can rush right over there, and your inner being wants you to enjoy every delicious particle of them along the way.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect.